subtract my age from the mind. Buy this car to drive to work to pay for this car. Buy this car to drive to work.
Welcome to Yellow Brick Road. I am Jordan, and today, although I hate to do this, I hate to talk about the same topic, multiple times within a certain time frame. But today, it's once again the Psycho Vulture, David Pakman. And this is an interesting story because Jimmy Dore is involved. But I'll get into that. First, please consider donating to Devon's Journey to Recovery. GoFundMe link down there in the description box. Click that link, read the story, check out the other donations, and make a donation yourself. Any amount will help. None of the money goes to us. It's for charity, so please help out. Devon's Journey to Recovery. GoFundMe link down there. Also, don't hold it against Devon that she took a picture with Cory Booker. She's just doing her job, okay? Sorry, Pyramid. Alright, so last night I was looking through Twitter and I saw a tweet from Nico House. And he was talking about something with Assad or getting money from the Assad regime or whatever. And I looked through the all the tweets, and what he was talking about is this story that, popped up, apparently, out of nowhere, it seems like. As you can see, Jimmy Dore retweeted this with a comment saying, "Our show is making pro-war tools nervous." And what he's talking about is Molly Crabapple. What the freak is this? Ah, okay. Oh, that's perfect. I hope you guys can see that. Let me make sure that's seen on screen. People were talking about this. I'm glad it popped up. Look at this. Like it says, some replies were hidden by the tweet author. Just a giant notification. So this chick, Molly Crabapple, apparently hid some of the tweets that were sent to her in response to her what seems like a smear of Jimmy Dore, calling him a pro-Assad guy who's taking money from the Assad regime, which, if I had to guess, I'm not doing all the fucking investigative research here, but all I'm saying is it smells like bullshit. It smells like smear tactics. Fucking crazy. So yeah, she's hidden some of her tweets. I think people in the comments section, in the replies, were showing what she was hiding, which was, it's like a picture of a dude with a fucking, like, Nazi tattoo, a swastika on his fucking chest. Some dude, I guess this chick was promoting. See, everyone's showing her that she fucking, that she put that shit out. This is hilarious that this is just popping up like this. That's crazy. As you can see, people showing how there's like an MIT guy in the hidden OBCW report that showed scientifically that there's no way that these bombs were falling from the sky like that in the way that the narrative was set. Alright, I can't find it, but there's like a dude in a mirror taking a selfie with a big swastika tattoo right on his chest, saying that Molly Crabapple was promoting him. So, alright, so here's her tweet. Let me move that over so you can see it better. There we go. So her tweet says, YouTube comedian Jimmy Dore received thousands of dollars from a pro-Syrian regime lobbying group. In quotes, she wrote, that same year, Dore would argue that a chemical weapons attack on the opposition-held town of Khan Sheikhun was likely a false flag, which I believe too. Yet I don't make money from the Assad regime. And, here's a picture of the documentation, I guess. And, yeah. I don't know too much. I don't know too much about this. But something tells me it's fishy. Just immediately like, oh, something's off here. And I'm not a fan of anyone in this area. I'm a fan of athletes. Like, I like watching this guy play basketball or this guy play baseball. But when it comes to politics or something where we're talking about social issues, we're talking about moral questions, no room for fans. So I'm not a fan of Jimmy Dore. It just seems like he happens to be on this one side of things to where when he receives an attack like this, it's like, something must be off. So what you have here is Ben Norton making a reply to her. Let's look at this. You can't make this up. Jimmy Dore is being attacked for getting just $2,500 from an anti-war group, whereas hipster imperialist Molly Crabapple works for the New America Foundation, which is funded by the U.S. State Department, a bunch of billionaires, J.P. Morgan, and Walmart. And there's his documentation for that. I'll link the tweets in the description box so you guys can check it out yourself. I'm too lazy to do all that fucking investigative bullshit. I like reading people better. There's another tweet from Ben Norton. How much did Samsung pay pro-imperialist Ralph Steadman wannabe Molly Crabapple to do an ad for its phone? I'm willing to bet it was more than the measly $2,500 Jimmy Dore got from an anti-war group. Probably less than he makes in a week of ad revenue. Once again, he links a YouTube video. Oh, this is unfair. This is unfair. He keeps going. He keeps going. The website which published this ridiculous smear piece, Bellingcat, is funded by the U.S. government's regime change arm, the NED. So this is effectively a U.S. government-sponsored attack on the few anti-war and anti-imperialist journalists and alternative media. And he links to a tweet of his own. So as you can see, it's not just like one punch. It's like, I just keep hitting you until you stop moving, like that shit. He's not even waiting for a ref to say, stop the fight. I'm just going to keep punching you. He keeps going, I think. Here's his last one. At least the last one I see. By the way, from Ben Norton, by the way, Molly Crabapple hid one of the replies. Oh, there it is. Here it is. Molly Crabapple hid one of the replies in response to this tweet that talks about her recent history of promoting a literal neo-Nazi. She even drew a picture for a documentary about his Nazi weave. Or about this Nazi weave. That's the thing that was hidden. I mean, God bless technology, man. You could take screenshots. So there's a dude with the fucking swastika on his chest who looks like a pussy. To be honest with you, he looks like a fucking pussy. Not gonna lie. So yeah, that initial notification we got that said this user has muted some tweets or blocked some tweets or hidden some replies. That's the one they're talking about. The dude with the swastika shit on his chest. It's just not fair, man. It's not fair. So I bring all that up to get to here. There we go. It looks better. And it's our favorite neighborhood psycho, David Pakman. And I guess he picked up on this story, you know? Funny how this is something he picks up on. So let's hear him say his piece on this.
Okay, I need to talk to you about something really important today, and I need some time to lay this all out for you, but hopefully it'll be productive. Yesterday, I started getting emails and seeing comments saying, David, will you disclose your funding, and will you disclose whether you're getting money from a pro-Bashar al-Assad group that is in existence to prop up the Syrian regime. Disclose your funding and tell us who your funders are. And
Some people say you're secretly propped up by certain intelligence groups. I don't know that. Me personally, I don't know that. I'm not even going to say that as a probable or a most likely. All I'm going to say is he seems to fall on a certain side of history repeatedly on certain issues. Certain issues, he seems to fall on this one side over and over and over again. I'll get into that.
it seemed like a weird thing to ask of me. I didn't understand, why are people coming to me and saying, am I getting funding from a pro-Bashar al-Assad group? So I started researching this, and then I saw a couple of reports and posts that there are several left-wing independent media people that have allegedly received money from a pro-Assad group, some under the guise of a journalism award, money that was awarded for winning a journalism prize. So I want to do this, and I'm going to give you the full breakdown of our revenue at the end of the segment, but let's go through this and actually try to do it right. So let's begin with, what are the allegations? The allegations are that several left-wing independent media hosts and writers and publications received money from a group called the Association for Investment in Popular Action Committees. It's a very sort of innocuous name, but investigative reporting by Charles David claims to demonstrate that this is actually an umbrella organization that is covering for and the sort of a name placeholder for groups that are pro-Syrian dictator Bashar al-Assad. The Association for Investment in Popular Action Committees has a trademark called the Syria Solidarity Movement, which again, it sounds pro-rights, but it's pro-Assad. And the idea here is that this is an umbrella group for...
I wonder what he means by pro-Assad. That's the thing, right? If you skip over the actual narrative and go to this own talking point type narrative, to where this is clearly pro-Assad, it's like, well, what does that mean? I'm guessing he means if you question the Syrian chemical attacks, if you question that story, you are pro-Bashar al-Assad.
Pro-Syrian government organizations. When you look at them on GuideStar, it's very innocuous. It's a civil rights advocacy group organized in 2007. There's limited information. It's headed up by two guys, Paul Larudi and Kamal Obaid. And when I started looking into this, and this is all new to me, I did the research over the last 24 hours. Obaid has said that he was a member of Architects and Engineers for 9/11 Truth, which is a 9/11 truther group. I would call it a conspiracy group. So it's starting to get a little...
That's essentially a dog whistle to his audience saying, they're crazy. Don't listen to them. They're crazy. These, architects and engineers who are, I guess they would be experts in their field. Like, they're crazy people. They're crazy extremists. Don't listen to them. Their information is extreme. Don't give them a chance. Don't give them a platform. It's just crazy. That's it.
A little bit weird. And the
same thing he did to Mike Gravel. Right? I mean, that's weird, isn't it? You have Mike Gravel on, and you make a particular notion about 9/11, in which case you have a dude who's probably trying to be honest, who goes in on it thinking you're an honest actor. It ends up knocking him back or making him look bad. Or he's crazy. He can't do anything.
The revelations that have come forward for independent media are that this group has created something called the Serena Shim Award for Uncompromised Integrity in Journalism, which awards money to different media people. They've paid former Ohio Democratic Governor Dennis Kucinich $20,000 to speak at a pro-Bashar al-Assad conference in the United Kingdom.
Remember, pro-Bashar al-Assad. That's the narrative.
And it so happened that Kucinich opted not to condemn Assad a few years ago. And it turns out that...
By the way, Kucinich might be near or on par with Mike Gravel if you're into that, and if you're into that stuff. Guys that would surpass Bernie Sanders. I think Kucinich is in that group. I remember him a long time. He was in those debates too back in 2000. What was it, 2007, 2008? When Gravel was going off. Like, Kucinich was in those debates as well. I didn't see Gravel sneering at Kucinich, though. I wonder why. They might have some sort of moral fiber.
Some people, including former TYT host Jimmy Dore, I don't know how the name is pronounced now.
See, that's him. That's some sort of inside joke that they got going. That's probably not funny at all. It's like you're not in the club type, inside joke. Probably not funny and, trash. Most likely trash.
As well as YouTuber Kim Iverson, who I didn't know much about, and many others have received money from this group through this award. Now, let's go through it. There are some trends that exist here. Both Dore and Iverson have done a combination of questioning the known facts about Bashar al-Assad.
The known facts. The known facts about Bashar al-Assad. Meaning questioning the chemical attack. Questioning that. Bringing up notions about the white helmets. Questioning U.S. policy towards Syria. All of which David seems to fall on this one side and still considers himself a progressive. Tries to make it, tries to, I think they call it gaslight his audience to say, well, it's just having a discussion. What, just because I fall on this, I agree with you 98% of the time, but this 2% makes me not a progressive all of a sudden? Come on. It's like, these are some issues where it's like, just morally, it's like I have to question you, man. It's like you can call yourself progressive, but what is it? It doesn't mean anything if you like to act on corruption or take an ignorant stance on certain issues.
And have started to dabble in some conspiratorial false flag stuff as well. Both Dore and Iverson have put out content that is very pro Tulsi Gabbard, and Tulsi has her own sort of history with Assad that has been the subject of scrutiny. There is an IRS filing, which you can easily...
There you go. If this isn't blatant to you, it's like... Now, how does he get away with this? How does his audience let him get away with this? Well, it's because all the real motherfreakers left his fucking channel. That's why he said he's not going to talk about certain topics. He's like, oh, I'm not going to talk about that anymore because I seem to get a toxic reaction. It's unpleasant. Ultimately, deep down, he's like, you're fucking with my money. Don't fuck with my money. I got to change suits.
Find online from the pro-Assad group, which shows that in 2017, Dore received $2,500 from this group, while Kim Iverson previously posted to Instagram that she received $5,000 from the group. So the first question is...
Damn, she promoted it? She said, damn, I received this money from this group. Like she was proud of it or something? That sounds sneaky as hell. That's called hiding in plain sight when you just show them, like, hey, I got this money from these guys. These guys are this. She probably believes there's some, like an anti-war group, like Ben Norton said. Oh, damn, she sounded proud of it. Very sneaky. Sneaky shit from Kim Iverson, who's super hot, by the way. She's super gorgeous. Just being real.
Can we trust the allegation? In other words, did these people and the others that are listed in the piece that we're linking to, did they receive this money? Iverson admits she got the money. She posted about it. And unless the IRS filings are false, Dore did as well. There's a longer list of people you can find online, but part one, did they get the money? It appears that they did. So then we have to ask, well, even if it's a pro-Assad group that is funding the award, are they getting money to say certain things, or are they merely being awarded for the things that they're already choosing to say? And I think that this is an important distinction. With a lot, we've talked about this before. it's common that people at Fox News, people at RT, Russian television, they'll say, nobody ever comes in and tells me exactly what I need to say. And of course, it doesn't work that way. It's not say this stuff and then we will pay you. It is often that people are selected for roles on the basis of what they're already likely to say. So we really don't know the reality of this. That's one thing. Then there's this issue, it correlates with the pro-Tulsi stuff and alternative facts around Syria and related topics. This is odd, but ultimately it's their business. Now, if it were me, I would disclose this stuff. Full stop. I mean, I don't have any other way that I would qualify it. I would just disclose it. So then we come to me and the emails I've been getting over the last...
All right, who cares about you? Let's be real. Don't give a shit. But, yeah, as you can see, provides no information about, like, Assad did this or Assad did that. This dude falls on the same side of the issue on these major fucking issues. On Assange, he falls into the Russia narrative. On Syria, he falls into the Bashar al-Assad gassed his own people narrative. Venezuela, Israel-Palestine, he falls on the same side of these certain issues, and he says, but 95% of the time, I agree with you guys. I'm one of you. It's like, fuck out of here. You know what this guy is? Or at least what he does?
When you talk about manufacturing of consent, whose consent is being manufactured?
We can, to start with, there are two different groups. We can get into more detail. But at the first level of approximation, there's two targets for propaganda. One is what's sometimes called the political class. There's maybe 20% of the population, which is relatively educated, more or less articulate. They play some kind of role in decision-making. They're supposed to sort of participate in social life, either as managers or cultural managers, like, say, teachers and writers and so on. They're supposed to vote. They're supposed to play some role in the way economic and political and cultural life goes on. Now, their consent is crucial. It's one group that has to be deeply indoctrinated.
Say you want to get in, and then you want to get out. When you get the money to buy yourself a castle, how will you wear your leisure? You zipper back and front on the fence together. Weekends and elections.